Greetings. My name is Chandrea Nolan, and I am here to present my interpersonal communication project for my HBCO class 508 at Liberty University. First slide. First thing I would like to talk about is what is interpersonal communication. Well, Stewart defines interpersonal communication as the kind of quality of contact happens when people involve talking and listening in ways that maximize the presence of the personal, where features of the personal include uniqueness, measurability, responsiveness, reflectiveness, and addressability. Stewart also stated that the degree that communicators give out and take in appropriates features of the personal, which yields contact that is interpersonal. Next slide. Just to give a quick rundown about myself, I am 35 years old, and I grew up with both of my parents. I was blessed to have two great parents. Both of my parents pastored my whole life, and we were kind of made to communicate. I find myself to be a good communicator because of what my parents instilled in me. We always had to speak, and we always had to talk to people, being pastors' children growing up. And so that has helped me in my communication. I was born off of the coast of North Carolina. I have been married to for almost 10 years. My husband and I both are now in ministry now. And I currently have a bachelor's in early childhood education. I teach 3rd grade. And I am pursuing a master's in human services counselor. And this degree will help me with my dream of opening my own children's home. Next slide. My overarching goal is to communicate with others and to demonstrate the same respect to the talker as I would want given to me. It's important that we do unto others as we would have them to do unto us. I will provide safety and assurance for the talker. Sometimes when you're communicating, sometimes people don't feel safe, and it's important that you make the people around you feel safe. I will master my emotions because I am very emotional and I tend to get emotionally involved. I will listen attentively and show the love and respect of Jesus Christ. And this is something that I vow to do every day of my life, is to always show the love of Jesus. And I will allow myself to be just a listener, because I can be opinionated at times and express my opinion and try to help people. And I will just be a listener. Next slide. We had to take an assessment of our human behavior, and this is just to give a background about the behavior blend. It is specifically personal patterns of the way you think, act, and feel according to Corbell, and there are 4 basic temperaments. There's D for active task oriented, I for active people oriented, C for passive task oriented, and S is for passive people oriented. Next slide. When taking this assessment, my behavior blend was what is expected of me is an IC. What is truly me is a CIS. Next slide. Here are just some traits and some tendencies that were a part of my behavioral blend breakdown. One thing in the D that kind of stood out is I am very hardworking. I am very determined. Some tendencies of the I were that I am outgoing, delightful. Something that stuck out is I'm very expressive, because I'm very talkative. And tendencies of the S are I am flexible, I am very hospitable, and I enjoy company. Tendencies of the C, I am conservative, and I'm an extreme perfectionist, and I like to be precise. Next slide. My intercommunication skill insightfulness, we had to also take another assessment, and I scored 70 out of 100. According to the assessment, my communication skills are good. My intercommunication skills are the essence of social interaction, and they play a significant role in the expression that I make towards others. I seem to have a solid grasp of effective communication and put the theories into practice. And there's always, of course, room for improvement. It takes a little know-how effort, and most things in life, practice makes perfect. And I'm halfway there, according to the assessment. Next slide. There are some potential barriers that include interrupting the talker. I am guilty of that. A solution is to make sure to keep the ownership of the problem in the lap of the talker. Fixing the talker. I will allow the problem to stay in the lap of the talker, and I will not take the responsibility of fixing them. It is not my job to fix the talker. And I do have a tendency that when people share information with me, I feel like I should be fixing them. Listening without judgment. I will be an effective listener and not judge the situation or the person that is talking. Berkeley Allen suggests to listen with a curious and open mind. I will also be attentive. Being attentive, I will focus. My solution is I will focus on what the talker is saying and be totally focused. According to Berkeley Allen, it is important to work on listening and to listen actively and energetically. Next slide. Now, there are some things called noise pollution, and there are two types of noise pollution. One is internal and the other is external. Next slide. Some of the internal noise pollutions is fear, negative thoughts, mental tangents, mind judgments, hearing what you want to hear. Next slide. Some external noise pollutions that we have are people talking, cell phones, airplanes, cars, and even music. It is also that noise pollution can be a major problem in big cities around the world. Next slide. Solutions to noise pollution are giving the speaker my undivided attention, to also diminish distractions that are around me, to clear my mind from preconceived notions and listen to what the listener is actually saying. Next slide. Now, lastly is my plan of action. These are things that I plan to do with all of the things that have been spoken and have been said that I need to correct. I know one thing that was said that I kind of overthink things, and that's something that I know that I need to work on as well. But to improve my verbal and nonverbal communication, that's one thing, because there's always room, no matter how good of a communicator you think you are, there's always room for improvement. To motivate and to encourage people to become what Christ has created them to be, and to become an effective listener. Medin suggests that the success of the Communication Act depends on whether the speaker intentions are appropriately interpreted by the listener. Also, to allow the talker to fix their own situations. Next. Berkeley Allen recommends to listen with understanding, non-judgmentally and non-critically. Have a good eye contact. Face the people with an open, relaxed posture, and make facial expressions that match the talker's feelings and do not interrupt. Next slide. Stewart discussed using empathetic listening, and this will also be implementing focus skill to orient their attention to the person that you're listening to and aim your posture natural and appropriate eye contact more responsibly and make responsive sounds. The encouraging skill is the talker and pull more talk from the other person. Mirror, clarifying, question, open questioning. Reflection skill, paraphrasing, adding example, and gently pushing verbal and nonverbal consistencies. Next slide. Peterson suggests using the TLC, the talker listener card. So I will use a talker listener card, and in using that card, I will provide safety, provide understanding, provide clarity, listening without attacking, labeling, or judging. Thank you so much for listening to my interpersonal communications presentation, and I hope this has helped someone as much as it has helped me. Thank you.